Hi, I'm Dave Schaefer. I'm part of Journey Ministries. I've had the blessing of being a part of Journey since its beginning, and it's been a great privilege to be a part of Journey in this whole process as God moves us forward.
And I'm Bob Rotiers, and Dave and I were the original chair and co-chair of Journey Ministries leadership team.
You know, it's interesting as you look at Scripture, one of the big problems that happens is nobody can remember. And the nation Israel is a good example of the fact that they just kept forgetting what God had done. And when we look at the property, it'd be easy to get frustrated right now with the economy. Before we can take a step forward, we really need to take a look back and recognize that God's hand has been in this from the very beginning, even though at the present we're being forced to take a leap of faith, so to speak. But in reality, it's not a leap of faith because we know that God has been in this. We trust that He's got a plan. Like in Jeremiah 29, it talks about that God's got a plan for His people. He's got a plan for this property.
We had hired Steve to be our lead pastor, and one of the first things that Steve wanted to see us do was start making plans to land somewhere, have some property or have a building. And in the middle of a year-long campaign of figuring out where to go, how to do this, out of the blue, this property comes available on Lapeer Road, near Irish Road. 36 acres.
2006 is when we initially started talking about the possibility of landing somewhere and having a campus for Journey. It was 2007, June of 2007, when we bought the property.
For me, the absolute stamp of approval that God was involved in this is when we got together to do an initial campaign contribution of just the leadership of about maybe 30 people at Journey. And we needed a certain amount of money to put down in order to purchase this property. And the amount that he asked for was the amount that was pledged.
It seemed like a phone call from God at the time because we were in the middle of prayer and the phone rang, which was really, you say crazy or, coincidence, but, we know in our Christian faith there is no coincidence. And that brings us back to just remembering that God has been a part of this and not to be frustrated, but to realize, okay, we're going to take the next logical step, which is to pay off the property. Recognize the fact that it's an asset no matter what. The positive thing is that God has given it to us.
That's right.
We're going to be responsible with it and take the next logical step. And that's where we're at today.
But that's been the history of Journey from day one. We started a church without a pastor. Who does that? And we just would lift our foot with no ground underneath it, and by the time the foot came down, we were on solid ground. And that was how we did each next logical step. We had no idea where we were going.